when the side chick is calling him, waiting, and you're in the kitchen preparing the aroma, it is coming. He's like, I can't leave this good food. And being a good cook is very attractive, and so many men are attracted to women that know how to cook, like cook food. Food is very important. Everyone must admit that we love good food. That is why sometimes someone can pay a lot of money to just go in a particular hotel because they prepare well food which they love. Likewise, a woman who cooks very good food is a queen. In today's video, we are going to look at reasons why men love women who know how to cook. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Asperia here, and let's get right into the video. Number one, it's a sign of love and care. A woman who knows how to cook is so caring because we make sure we prepare good food for your husband. You check the salt to see whether it's really good and it's not too much, not too little. The art, the science that you put during the time of cooking shows that you really care about this man. And so many men want to be cared for. Someone who's like, men are like children, they want, and that's somehow true because once a man marries, now they become somehow vulnerable. They want you to help, and biblically a wife is a helpmate. When you look at Proverbs 31, you see that this woman in Proverbs 31 knows how to cook good food for her husband and entire family. So when they put a woman who doesn't know how to cook and a woman who knows how to cook, it is good, and it is strange that some men will be driven because of cooking. So cooking is so good, and it's a sign of love and care. That is why when some men marry, they change their lives. They even change physically. You look at them and be like, wow, you have added on weight. What's the problem? Because a wife at home is cooking very good food. When a man is single, sometimes they don't care about what they eat. Sometimes they don't eat. Sometimes they're too busy. But when you have a wife who cooks food at home, you will always eat. And trust me, you will change. Some men become so healthy and look so good because their wives can cook food. Secondly, it is healthier to eat food at home than outside. Now, there are so many men, maybe they have big bodies and they want to eat some specific type of food. Now, you find that in a hotel, you don't have sometimes choices. You find maybe the food is cooked with a lot of fat. Maybe the hygiene in that area is not so good. So when a woman cooks food at home, she's sure that the hygiene is okay, the food is very safe. She's sure that my husband doesn't eat this, he prefers this. She's sure that this type of food is good for my husband. It is healthier. Every food that is prepared at home, you are sure. You don't know. Some people eat in a restaurant, and we have seen sometimes in news where men have been poisoned, because they had no idea of how this food was prepared, who has served this food, how clean was this food. Some other people get sick because they overeat, fast foods in a hotel. Hotels usually prepare very nice food, but they put so much art so that the food will look so attractive, which makes it sometimes so fatty, and is sometimes not healthy for the body. So a woman who cooks food at home makes life so easy because it is so healthy. Then number 3, it's a way of melting your husband's heart. Someone had a saying that the road to a man's heart is through his stomach. That means when a man eats, you can get his heart so well. And that's why we see men cheat. Some men cheat because they don't eat food at home. And that is very true. And you find that a side chick or these other girls put in silence, you prepare food for this guy. She puts a lot of money, and once the man eats so well, he be like, this was good. And what he does, he just pulls $1 million and gives this girl, because he was won by the food. Now, a man who eats food at home has high chances of being faithful. I'm not saying that that is a guarantee. It's not, but it is partly true. A man who eats food is always happy. Because sometimes when a misunderstanding happens in a marriage, the man will be like, if my wife goes, who is going to cook for me? Hey, you must make sure you make this man trust in your abilities, in your cooking styles, so that even when you threaten him, I'm going, he'll be like, I miss my wife's food. Yeah, I'm saying that food is another way to a man's heart. If you want anything from a man, cook him food. When you look at the story in the Bible, we see a lady called Esther. The story is in the book of Esther from chapter 2. You see that Esther was a queen, and there is a trouble that happened in the kingdom, and they were going to kill all the Jews, and she was among the Jews, and she was like, what do I even do? And the first thing she did was to prepare food for her husband. And when she went to approach him, she was like, when the king asked her, what do I do for you, my queen? And blah, blah. She was like, I would want you to have supper at my home. Kings and queens don't stay in the same houses for their reasons. So, but when this man ate the first food, the second, the third time, his heart was merry and was like, what do you want me to do? You have been treating me so well. By the time the Queen Esther spoke what was on her heart, the king's heart was so ready. And guess what? Go and read the whole story. You will see what happened. Food has power to change your husband. Even when the side chick is calling him, waiting, and you're in the kitchen preparing the aroma, it is coming. He's like, I can't leave this good food. And it makes him like stay home. Hey, that takes us to another point. Food makes a man stay home. If you want your husband to sit his ass at home, cook food. Yeah, tell him I'm making something. He's going to be like, okay, how many minutes? You be like, 20 minutes, and that is an hour. You go cut your onions. You be like, baby, the food is about to be ready. He's going to sit home. He even when he wants to go out chill, he be like, my wife cooks very good food. Let me first eat. Let me first take tea. Let me first, he will have breakfast at home, and that will give you an opportunity to see him, have enough time with him, and he's going also to have good time with his family and children. Food makes a man stay home. That is that reality. Every time I prepare for my husband food, he be at home. Because even after work, he feels like, let me rush home. There is food waiting for me. But now, think about after work, there is no food at home. There is no wife at home. A wife who doesn't cook usually doesn't stay at home. Maybe they be also at work. So they'll be like, why am I even going home this early? So they now go out to chill with their friends. They now go and spend a lot of money. Yeah, and he comes back home when he's satisfied. Just brings for you the belly. He wants sleep. You have no idea who has served him, who has cooked for him. Now, it's another trick. If you want your husband to be at home, make sure you cook very good food. This point, men love food. That is true. If it is not true, I want someone to come and beat my, come and slap me. Men love food. I see it from my husband. Every time he feels hungry, we make sure, give me something. I need something to eat. And when I bring something he eats, life comes back. Even when he's so tired, he feels like, I've eaten now, I feel so strong. Generally, food is very important. So a man would choose a woman who knows how to cook food more than that one who doesn't know. Much as there are others who don't look at that as very important, but it's very important. Another thing, cooking is cheap. It makes life cheaper. Think about a family where you have to take your children, your husband to a hotel every night, every morning, every lunchtime. How expensive is that life going to be? Now, a man can spend like maybe 20,000 to have lunch, just lunch in a hotel. But he can use 20,000 to buy food that can take his family 3 days, 3 or 4 days in this hard economy. So food is very cheap if you cook it at home. But if you eat it outside, it's very expensive. So a man would want a woman who understands, who is able to do things that will help them financially. Sometimes it's very expensive. Going a hotel, you put transport. We understand sometimes people can be so busy, maybe so busy that they cannot manage cooking. But the truth is that when you cook your own food, it is cheaper than when you eat it outside in a restaurant. The last one, cooking is very romantic because think about when you're cooking for your husband, you put in a lot, then you have to look nice, you have to serve the food. You just occupy his mind, his eyes, and he feels like, I love my wife. During the time of cooking or serving the food, even your husband can be like, my wife looks she's brown, she's more beautiful. It creates a lot of good memories that even when you're not in his presence, he still thinks of you. He still thinks about you. He feels like, let me go home see my wife because I miss her food. You know, a wife who cooks food is very romantic. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. And I believe you have found somehow something that is helpful. And if that is so, like the video, share it with your friends, and you can also consider subscribing. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. I love you so much. But now it's a goodbye.